And also, Jaguars kicker Cam Little along for the ride today here.
Thank you guys for having me today. It's a hot day here in Jacksonville.
It's a warm one. Humidity right around like 65%, feeling like 85 degrees.
That's all.
That's all.
That doesn't bother you kickers, though.
Shoot, man, I was just on the West Coast, and it was 95, and it feels like it's about 15 more degrees here just because of the humidity. So,
no doubt.
yeah, it doesn't bother us too much. We like the hot.
How do you like coming out here to the TPC, man? Pretty cool.
Oh, my gosh. This is my second players, and right when I got here, he knew that I liked golf, obviously, and he was like, dude, you're going to love it. This is the best weekend of the year.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've been to a couple. I've been to the PGA Championship before, prior to that. It's like, it's just every golf weekend. This place is not just a normal golf weekend. It is everyone's plans in the greater Jacksonville area. So it's a blast.
Yeah, the best part, I think, is because if you're a golf fan, you can watch the golf. But if not, there's plenty to do around the course without that. But do you have any favorite golfers you're looking forward to? I
like Tommy Fleetwood. I think his ball striking has been really good. Minwoo Lee is high in the FedEx Cup. I think he's fifth right now in FedEx Cup points, and he's been playing some good golf. So I like to see him come up and maybe make something shake. But also, I feel like Scotty's been getting a little grumbled these past couple rounds, and I think he's out for blood. So I think he's going to at least place top 5. Hopefully he wins it. Yeah. I like Scotty. I like what he represents off the kind of golf course, too. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. And the military.
I thought the flyover was this.
It's just for you, Cam.
Yeah, that's right. Another flyover in honor of Cam Little, Jaguars kicker, joining us. Yesterday you got to meet Ludacris. A couple weeks ago you got to play this course alongside your buddy Ross and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
How'd you do on 17?
Birdie, which is the first time I've birdied that hole.
Very nice.
I've made literally every number you can think of 2 through about 9 on that hole. So, it was the first time I birdied it. Threw it good. I think it was like a 144-yard shot, a little into the breeze. I had a knockdown 9-iron. Flew it a little further than what I wanted to. It's kind of, you can see in the video, I was telling it to stop a little bit, and then sunk a putt. So it was it's pretty cool.
You kickers seem to be good at golf. It's just, is it the swing? You got to be consistent with the swing.
I would probably say it's that same movement.
Hockey players too, right?
Yeah, hockey players are really good.
They're really good at golf.
Because their impact position is more. Obviously a little more similar to a golfer than a kicker would be.
Yeah.
And they don't care if they get their teeth knocked out.
No, they don't. Not at all.
That's for sure.
But yeah, I think every specialist. It's like an unwritten rule to be good at golf. You look at Josh Scobie.
Yeah.
He's a plus handicap.
Yeah.
So he's unbelievable. He's in his own place in the specialist golf.
How do you
golf
hit
scores.
him overall? You pretty good?
Yeah, I'm a 3.9 right now. So
3.9.
I'm chasing. I want to break par this year. I've got a 74 under my belt right now. Was 1 under 3. We played Glenkernan this morning. Was 1 under through 6.
Okay.
And all it took was a double bogey to take my hopes and dreams away. So everyone's like, dude, why don't you blow up? You blow up on the golf course. You have a bad hole. It's like it's the end of the world. But you don't do that on the football field. And I'm like, because I actually know what I'm doing on the football field. I don't know what happens on a bad golf swing.
Yeah.
Could be a million different things going wrong. So
right. How many things can go wrong when you miss a kick?
I think it's when I miss a kick, at least I usually know off the rip what I did wrong.
You do.
And I'm pretty quick to fix it.
Okay.
But when a golf swing comes around, you're shallowing the club too much. Your face is closed. Your face is open. You didn't time up your turn. It could be a many of different things. But usually on the golf, and kicking, I've kicked the ball so many times before. Kind of like these golfers.
Yeah.
When they miss a shot, they flare it or something like that. They're like, okay, I know what I did immediately. I can fix that.
What normally is it? Is it the stepping? Is it the swings
It's probably
off?
your hips getting lazy sometimes if you're missing it right, or if you're trying to swing too hard, you miss it left. So it's a little bit of both.
Like golf.
Yeah, it's very similar.
And then mix in wind, too, for both.
Yeah,
Well, of
100%.
course. Yeah, sure. Right.
100%.
We forgot about
100%.
that.
Yeah.
Swirling winds.
It's the
They
worst.
factor
Trust
in.
me. Yeah,
I bet.
it's no fun.
Yeah. You got to figure it out there in the warm-ups, I guess, right?
100%. I think that's where these guys are doing their practice round today. It's kind of like my warm-up as well. You got to figure out how is the hole going to play during the week. Look at different pin locations. Where am I trying to put the ball on the green? It's kind of similar to where am I trying to put it on the uprights to make sure it goes in.
Yeah.
Unless it was that Broncos game that we saw in the postseason where no matter what you did in warm-ups, by the time you got to halftime,
right.
Very unpredictable.
Very different. Yeah. That's when you got to be a gamer. So
turn up a level. Pre getting drafted, did you know how big of a golf community Jacksonville was?
I knew TPC Sawgrass was here, but I didn't know how big.
Yeah.
This is, I'd say, golf capital of this. Gosh, there's a golf course every 5 miles around this place.
Yep.
So that was a blessing in disguise when I did get drafted here, because you see guys after OTAs were done for the day, showering, shorts, polo, going straight to the golf. I was like, okay, so golf must be a pretty big deal here. And so I kind of learned that, and I've tried to embrace it because I think that's a fun part of my life also is golfing.
Yep. Cam Little here with us at Helmets and Heels out at the Players. You shaved the mustache. What happened?
I did.
I figured you just wake up and forget it.
I figured I'd be a little more professional if I was going on some media stuff. No, I just got tired of it, honestly. Yeah. I was out the West Coast. I was in San Diego, and you see about every mustache you can think of in San Diego. I was like, I got to get back to my Florida days. Let's just shave it all off. I can't be like these West Coast guys.
All right, so obviously the records this season were unbelievable, and I think also having Liam Cohen have your back, I think was another cool storyline from this year. Talk about what he brought to the Jaguars.
Dude, that guy brought energy, confidence, stability. He brought like an edge, I think. We talk about edge all the time in the team room. And he talks about that. You hear Gladstone, you hear Baselli talking about that in the media. And I think that's just something we've embraced and he's brought to the table is what is your edge and how are we going to have an edge in every little asset of our team? And so when you embrace that, that brings, I think, just a deeper level of kind of grit, if you will, is the best way to describe that. And I think the whole team's embraced it. I mean, you saw so many guys this season step up from every defense, offense, and special teams, both. I mean, all three phases. And I think that just, you can see that on the field as like a direct reflection of what he embraces in the team room. And to see that kind of go hand in hand was something that I haven't experienced in college football. And even just earlier season, the NFL days, when you finally get to translate it on the field, I mean, we went 13 wins on 9 straight. When you see that work start to pay off and it reflects directly on the field, that's a special thing, and it's only going to keep going up from here.
Talk a little bit. We've seen around the NFL in general, a lot of coaches, especially the McVay tree, we see like to go for it on fourth downs. Are you involved in those conversations on game day?
I keep my head out of that conversation as much as possible.
Hey, Coach,
I got this, I promise.
And I love, I'm going to agree with everything that aggressive on the fourth down. Statistically, it makes sense to go for it, but I feel like our offense was killing it this year. I think every decision that he makes is the right decision because obviously we found success on it 13 times this season and then wins. So I'm all for it. I like that aggressive play. I want to go for it on fourth downs as much as we possibly can.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think about the UFL rule giving 4 points to 60?
Love it.
Love it. I know.
I love that.
It would be great for the NFL.
Can we do that for the NFL? Yes.
I
support that totally. 100%.
Yeah, that would be huge.
It would be, especially because you see so many 60-plus yarders being hit now.
Yeah. And it's risky.
Yeah. It is because you give the ball field position at the 50. Right. Sure. So let's make it a rule. I agree with it.
I like that one a lot.
Take out the kickoff rule. Go back to the old kickoff rule. Add that in.
With that.
Then we'd be rolling.
Do you really think they should change back to the old kickoff?
I don't think they should change. I mean, obviously there's a lot more returns, which is great. I think we should move the line back to like the 25 or something. You see so many guys hitting touchbacks on accident.
Right.
And so I think I'm all for scheming it up. I'm all for returns. That's great. It adds another phase to the game that makes it more competitive. But moving that line back to, maybe reward that bigger leg if they can get it there.
Yep.
If you really need a touchback, then reward it. But chipping the ball up is kind of tough for some guys around the league. And you see a lot of touchbacks that aren't meant to be, which I don't think they really thought about that when they were making that rule. They saw it as more returns, but some guys it's even hard enough. Like you have a tailwind, it's like a 50-yard wedge shot for some of these guys. Some guys, if they catch it, they fly it, and it's going to fly pretty far.
Right.
I guess Bryson would be a good kind of equivalent to that. You can't control some, So, I would hope to scoot the ball back a little more. That'd be nice.
What's your day like, Cam? Before you guys start the off season, like you go to the gym, like you got a trainer, you kick it now, you take time off. What do you? So do?
I like to train.
I know you play golf.
I'll train 2 or 3 times a week just to keep my body. So I can. I tell people all the time. I like to train 2 or 3 times a week just so I can burn the calories to eat and do whatever I want. So I can maintain my diet a little bit and kind of.
You're also still 20. How old are you?
22.
22.
22. My 2-year-old body.
Yeah. Your metabolism's still good.
But I'm going to the golf course with Ross probably 3 or 4 times a week if we're in town together.
Cool.
Like I'm playing every single day. That's my kind of like competitive side of things. I'll take about a month. I took about a month and a week, probably about 5 weeks off this off season, and then I started kicking mid-February again. So I'm back in the swing of things, still kicking once, twice a week. And then when OTAs start rolling around, that's when I'll start kicking 3-4 times a week, kind of getting my leg back into things. So it's a fun off season though. Like that month and a half I do get to take off, I really do try and take everything off because, those 5 months, 4 or 5 months during the season, those are stressful months. So it's a fun time.
No doubt.
Go back a little bit to this time of year when you were going through the draft process. You were invited to the combine, one of the specialists invited in that 2024 before the draft. And so it's a lot going from, you're playing games, the combine's right there, you're getting drafted, it's rookie mini camp, OTAs. It's nonstop for you guys during that time. Chat a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was the longest year and a half of my life because you go from, if you really think about it, you're going from fall camp of college to season, straight into pre-draft training. Draft comes around, OTAs, got to win a job, go all the way through OTAs, win the job, got to go through my whole rookie season. That's almost a year and about 2 months, 3 months. That's almost a year and a half of just got to be on all the time. And so that first off season was God sent. I would tell the rookies after this year, I was like, don't worry, you guys are going to really enjoy this first off season. You guys have been going at it because you have to be on. Like your resume is on display for those 4 months until draft day comes on, and then it's really on display when you get into the facility because you're trying to earn one of those, obviously, roster spots. Yeah. So it's a lot different now that I kind of have 3 or 4 months off that I don't have to worry about pre-draft process. Yeah. So until OTAs comes along.
Do you follow along with free agency as far as do you know right now that Kymie Fairbairn's the highest paid kicker?
I did. I saw that. And pay every kicker as much as they possibly want. Give him $8 million. Give him 10. Let's give him as much as you want.
Give him everything.
Give him everything. Give him the house.
That's right.
But that dude earned it. I will say he has had three seasons in a row where he's kicked over 40 field goals this season.
Yep.
So he earned every bit of that $6.5 million. But yeah, I'm all for the market to keep going up.
Any kickers you look up to, like when you were in college and whatnot?
Oh yeah,
who'd you like?
Looked up to Butker a lot.
Okay.
He was at that time. Butker and Daniel Carlson at the time.
Okay.
Were two guys that were just balling. Jake Elliott was another one that those guys were just like the three, obviously, that were killing the game. At the time, and then Justin Tucker held the record for that little bit. So he always had a big leg, and so those guys were kind of just balling. And I was like, all right, well, the standard's going to have to rise a little bit when you get into the league. And so it's been fun. It's been fun.
I was just going to say, how far can you go? Like, what do you think your
Cam,
record?
80 yards. Man.
No, 80 is too far. I can't. I tried 75 in the Denver game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we hit a 73 after that. So we were smoking the ball there. Obviously, elevation does play a part in that.
Yeah.
But if we have tailwind, someone's going to hit a 70-plus before you know. And if it's not me, it's someone else around the league that's going to do it. Because, you sit back and I train in San Diego. I was just in San Diego training with some guys. There's guys going. The Detroit Lions kicker, Jake Bates, one of my best friends. He's back at 67, and there's a wind in his face, and he's clearing about 2 or 3 yards. So guys are just the level is just rising in that department. It's crazy.
What is it? Guys get bigger, stronger? Like what do you think?
I think guys are just. It's like golf. You think about guys carrying the ball 280 back then. Now guys are carrying it at 315. The ball speeds are rising.
Yep.
And obviously equipment's changed a little bit. Like the ball has changed a little bit in football.
Yep.
But I think guys are just getting better. Like it's evolving. When you do something for so much longer, you just naturally start to get better at it.
Yep.
Yeah. I went to Fourscore and made a ton of field goals, so I don't
love that. There you go. Love that.
Yeah.
I am not a good field goal kicker because I played soccer and I like to line drive the ball. Even though I know a lot of kickers obviously are former soccer players.
Yep.
Yes.
Cam, how do you keep your mental strength as a kicker, man? Do you go to a therapist? Like, how do you keep it together?
In college, I used to go to a sports psychologist once a week, but we would go through that as a whole special teams unit.
Okay.
But I probably equivalent that to my faith a lot.
Yep.
Born into my Bible, knowing that my will for my life has already been decided by my Creator, and so that's where I probably gain my confidence and kind of keep my head on my shoulders the most from.
Good for you, man.
And there's a lot of you on the team that are faith oriented too, which I think is helpful.
100%.
To have
for
each
sure.
other.
That's awesome.
All right, Cam. Well, I know you have other media rounds to get to, and of course you want to go to the pro shop or the fan shop and maybe change out of the long sleeve.
Change out of the long sleeve.
Looks like Ross might have already gone and
like he spent some money.
had a good time there. But Cam, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Congrats on the great year,
awesome.
and we look forward to more records and more wins next season.
100%. 100%. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
All right,
Absolutely.
man. Go
Appreciate you guys.
Jags.
All right.
Go Jags.
baby.
2-ball, baby.
We'll be back with more. You're listening to Helmets and Heels live from Trucks on 10, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's golf's biggest stage this side of the majors, and 1010XL has you inside the ropes.
Get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates.
Teed up by Surfside Pools, San Jose Collision, and Lucas Tree Service.
Don't miss the music of ELO. The orchestra with former members of Electric Light Orchestra. Catch all the hits March 18th at Florida Theater. The orchestra. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Helmets and Heels.
Protected by
Green Law Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
An accident with a big truck can change everything in a matter of seconds. Medical bills start piling up, you're missing work, and the trucking company's lawyers, they get to work immediately. That's why you need a law firm that moves just as fast. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we fight for truck accident victims, digging into the details and holding negligent drivers and their trucking companies accountable. We don't get paid unless you do. Big trucks have big lawyers. You need a stronger fighter. Campione Law. Visit CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
When you want to be heard, send your opinion to the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
Thank you for believing in me when the bosses didn't give me a chance.
641-1010. No texting and driving. Get your thoughts heard on 1010XL.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, proud partner and orthopedic specialist of Jacksonville. We're honored that the Jacksonville Icemen rely on our team for their sports medicine and orthopedic care. We built this practice with one mission, to raise the bar for orthopedic care right here in our hometown. Faster access, smarter treatment plans, and better results. Whether you're recovering from a sports injury or managing joint pain, we're here to help you get back in the game, stronger and pain-free. Visit osjax.com to learn more. That's osjax.com.
The new Ackerman Cancer Center is now open at World Golf Village, providing state-of-the-art screenings and diagnostic exams with no referral required. Same-day appointments are available. Call today or visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Ahead, we build platforms for digital business. We help create your platform for digital business by weaving together advances in cloud infrastructure, intelligent operations, and modern applications. Digital business is comprised of 5 pillars. We call them imperatives because they're a must-have, not a nice-to-have. We enterprise cloud, integrated security, scaled DevOps, intelligent operations, and relentless automation. Need help with digital transformation? Ahead. Learn, grow, achieve.
Get ready for spring turkey season at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Find shotguns trusted in the field from Browning, Beretta, and Benelli. Plus, the newest bows are ready to test shoot from Hoyt and Matthews. For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has helped Northeast Florida hunters gear up with confidence. Stop by Green Acres today at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard or shop online anytime at greenacresporting.com.
I'm Frank Frangie. Life-changing is an understatement for the 180 I've seen with my daughter Amber. She's now lost over 100 pounds with Awaken 180 in just 9 months. A true 180. Not just on the scale either, in her energy, her confidence, the way she lives. And what I love about Awaken 180 is we knew it would work. It wasn't a hope. It wasn't a guess that maybe it'll work. Amber started the programming knowing this was going to be her solution. Now, you've heard stories from our hosts and clients and probably people you know personally who've reclaimed their life thanks to Awaken 180. It works for the person who needs to lose 25 pounds. It worked for Matt Hayes, who wanted to lose 40. It worked for Hacker, who's lost more than 120 pounds. And it's worked for Amber, who's well over 100. That's why I believe in it. Whatever your scale number is, call the number that will work for you. 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com. Once again, that number is 844-346-1800, or you can reach them online at awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Players Championship. You are listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM, and we are right outside of Trucks on 10. We go from Jaguars kicker Cam Little to another guy that can kick a 70-yarder in Ryan O'Halloran from the Times-Union.
Right.
That's coming.
There we go.
There we go. That's coming up in camp. I'm going to say, Cam, what's your record? I can best that. Put some helium in that football. But good to join you guys. Been talking to you guys for a while, and the weather has cooperated so far. Knock on wood.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little rain tomorrow, and then potentially on Sunday.
How do you grade the Jags so far, Ryan?
Well, it's going to disappoint some fans, but I give them an A because you knew going in it was not going to be active.
Shit.
I thought, when Monday came around that maybe they add a linebacker, but they've shown, I don't know if they've shown discipline because they wanted to or because they had to. I mean, they made all those changes to get under the cap. But I thought going in, got to re-sign Buster Brown, which they did. I think Gardak was a good keep.
Definitely.
And then Quentin Morris basically replaces Johnny Munt. So now they're going to wait for the market to settle down a little bit and say, hey, who's out there for one-year deals? Who wants to come to Florida and play for a winning team? So maybe next week they start working the margins a little bit.
Yeah, and kind of spot players, you mean? Like just players you need?
And it's like, do they feel they need a veteran running back? Right. I say yes. Okay. Because the consensus is this is not a great running back draft. So I would see, who's out there with the veteran runners. It was a great week for free agent running backs. Didn't expect that.
No, right.
I still think in veteran free agency, you have to have a plan A to replace Devin Lloyd because I don't think that's on the roster right now. And that would give you some flexibility in the draft. If you don't like any, just wait till the third day to draft one.
Yeah.
When you talk about that secondary in general, we saw Antonio Johnson obviously have a really good season this last year, and we're big fans of him on this show. The secondary as a whole, Caleb Ransaw coming back, it looks like there's a lot of positive things in that position group.
Yeah, but with Antonio Johnson, you don't get 5 interceptions in this league by mistake.
That's right.
And so he is. I mean, you guys are around the football. He's a sure tackler. Do they feel like he can be a starter? Right now he would get that shot. What I hope they're not doing is putting every egg in Caleb Ransaw's bucket because right now you don't know what he can do because he is going to be a rookie this year in terms of the physicality of the sport. So if they can go in with Eric Murray and Johnson, I mean, maybe draft a guy, but create some competition. So they have to start thinking ahead a little bit because Murray's contract you can get out after the 2026 season. So I think I like where they're at corner. Guys coming off injuries are concerned. So I think they'll draft one of those.
Ryan, you've now covered, since coming back to Jacksonville, the Jaguars, Florida football, Florida State football, Florida basketball, Florida State basketball, high school basketball, probably some baseball I'm missing out on too.
No.
You've not done baseball yet? Okay.
No.
Well, Florida baseball and Florida State baseball, they'll play March 24th in Jacksonville, so I'm sure that'll be a part of it.
Yeah, we've covered the bases, and not to get too in the weeds here, but one of the things what we talked about during my job interview was, hey, I'm not going to be all Jaguars, or else I'd stay in Buffalo, or else I would have never left Denver. So, so I ended up writing more Jaguars than I thought because they were so good. But there's something really cool about introducing yourself to a high school kid and saying, hey, Ryan O'Halloran from the Times-Union, you got a couple minutes. I had all these Providence basketball players follow me on Twitter this week because I talked. So I'll take it. But I mean, those are cool stories to tell for the community. Florida basketball has been a blast to cover. Maybe cover them next weekend. But Jaguars are always front of mind. This week, not so much, which is a change in their history. So, and that's what it sort of keeps you sharp and just finding different stories.
Oh yeah, and the players, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's golf.
Just this tournament that we're at.
Well, Jacksonville's got a lot to offer. We've been talking about that. The Icemen, the Sharks, the Shrimp. I mean, they're out there.
Yeah, I mean, this was one of the bigger weeks that we'll ever have here because of the tournaments here and stuff. And I got to give it up to the Jackson fans on Monday night who showed up for their boys team, and then Bishop Kenny for boys and girls last night. That student section was packed. So there's a lot of community stuff going on. And but
and ASUN basketball too. Not just the tournament, but JU.
Yeah, so I covered a couple of those games. And when you're at these events, everybody wants to talk Jaguars. Right. So that's the difference. I mean, this time last year, if I was here, they're probably saying, okay, what's going wrong? Now it's, can they build on it? And I think they can.
When you talk about, because you were at two places that had multi-sports in that city when it comes to the four major, do you think that Jacksonville could support whether it's a Major League Baseball or an NHL team?
I don't think so, just because of the facilities and the size of the market. I mean, this is a football community, first, second, third, maybe 6 days a week, and then baseball after that. So, I mean, you worked in Buffalo, which is a different deal because they came in the AFL, so it's sort of a family ownership, and they had the Sabres come in.
Right.
Denver is just a whole different deal because that's a regional franchise, and I got two frames in my office at home. They're both 2022 Stanley Cup.
Nice.
Our Denver Post front pages, which was a blast. So, but yeah, this is, and that's what. That's what's the key for the Jaguars is they haven't been able to sustain it. 17, right. They went in the tank at 18.
Right.
A couple of years ago, same thing. Can they get off to the schedule's going to stink because of the lack of home games,
Right.
but can they get off to a good start and not have that disease of me?
Yeah, and listen, they came from out of nowhere last year. Now people are expecting them to be there.
Yeah,
it's a difference.
And people will talk, well, they're playing a first place schedule. That impacts like 3 games. But here's the thing: they're a first place team.
Yeah.
They should not be afraid to go into Chicago for that first place game. So,
right.
I bet Liam Cohen. I mean, they're in the lab a lot and trying to say, okay, what's the next step for this offense? What's the next step? Okay, this defense, how can you create more pressure without blitzing? I still think that's an issue.
Yep.
They'll tell you pressure rate.
Right.
You gotta get sacks.
That's
you
right.
have to force turnovers. So, which they did. But so those are the next steps for this team.
Yeah.
The teams in the way, a team like the Bills that obviously added a wide receiver in DJ Moore. The Texans have added Montgomery and some other pieces. How do you think the Jaguars have done? Obviously not just free agency, but since the season ended, how do you think they've done in comparison to some of those other AFC teams?
I mean, if you put it on the whiteboard, probably not, but they didn't have to. I look at Denver, what they're doing, George Payton, the GM, they're re-signing all their guys. That's what winning teams do.
Yep.
And then if you don't, you get a compensatory pick, which is what the Jaguars are going to get. So they're sort of, the Rams made those big trades, but they also drafted well and extended those guys. So that's the new era that you hope for Jaguars fans is retaining your own. But if you look around the AFC, I mean, the Bills basically said it was all Sean McDermott's fault.
They did.
They promoted
right.
Joe Brady.
Yeah.
So they're maybe they get a boost there. I think they got the best player in the league in Josh Allen. I'm probably biased on that, but the division. Give me a break. I mean, the Colts, Daniel Jones, the Texans, I mean, they traded linemen, which I don't get ever. And then the Titans, I mean, the Titans are at least have admitted they are in a massive build around a quarterback that has some promise. So it's one of those things, they're a year away from being a year away.
Right. But adding John Franklin Myers, obviously, for the Titans next to Jeffrey Simmons, that's daunting.
And the Johnson trade from the Jets.
Well, what signing Franklin Myers does is allows the Jaguars to trade for Simmons at the deadline this year.
There you go.
I thought you still wanted Max Crosby, who potentially could be still available. Maybe
him too. No, see, that's Tom. You've been around this league more than I have. That was one of the more bizarre stories last night.
It really was.
Really, yeah.
And the fact that people were saying that Baltimore is at fault, and I agree with them, is okay, if the medicals weren't great, get them in before the market opens because that impacts your strategy. So I was trading on my group text here last night is Baltimore said, Trey Hendrickson, you're too expensive. We're trading for Crosby. Oh, wait, you're coming down on your price. You're hurt. Reneged the trade, signed Hendrickson.
Were you surprised it was a multi-year deal for Hendrickson?
I was surprised once we get into the numbers a little bit. But, I mean, I saw a tweet yesterday that his asking price was $10 million more than what he was being offered. Well, that turned out to not be true because he's up at 27 or so. But Trey Hendrickson now is going to rush Joe Burrow, who is doomed.
Yeah. No, listen, he gets $60 million guaranteed and $20 million signable. It's a pretty good deal for Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
And especially when this time yesterday, I was like, okay, where's the market for Hendrickson? But sometimes in the case of very specific elite players, waiting 48 hours tends to make a difference.
Yeah. When you talk about Daniel Jones, you mentioned that a second ago. The contract today, 2 years, $88 million.
Unbelievable.
Coming off a torn Achilles. I mean, a good first 8 games or so that he played last year. But what are your thoughts on that contract?
Well, when you're Daniel Jones and you know the team that you're on has zero leverage, they had no other options.
That's right.
And so that, they did the transition tag thing to save a little money on a starter salary. But this sounds crazy, but 2 and 88, that's like not a great risk. because you can,
that does sound crazy.
50 in the first year.
Yeah. So, and you look at the last couple guys, and Jones was younger than Rodgers and Cousins. They came back from Achilles. They weren't the same for the first year.
That's right.
And they were, quite a bit older than Daniel Jones, but, they had Jones had the figurative gun to the head of the Colts.
Yeah. Ryan, how will the starting D line come out, do you think, in 2026? Who will be our front four?
Well, I say first and 10 from the 25. I think still Hines, Allen, and Walker at end.
Okay.
Definitely Josh. Inside, I think it is going to be Devon Hamilton and a player that's not here yet.
Okay.
I think that's going to be a priority on the night 2 of the draft when they have 4 of the top 100 picks, 56 to 100, excuse me. So, you hear the Armstead stuff. Can he be a post-June 1 cut? Well, he can, but you don't have to do that now because you're not going to get that cap space until then. So see how the draft pans out. See if there's somebody in free agency that maybe is affordable. And to me, that's okay. Who in college football has even shown a little bit of an interior rush? There aren't a lot of them.
Right.
I mean, the Missouri kid had 5 sacks.
Yep.
People swarmed him at the combine saying, "How'd you do it? How'd you do it?" So because that's a commodity because you're expecting them to stop the run. So that would be my answer on that one.
Yeah. So no Eric Armstead. Maybe. Maybe.
I would say I would lean toward no. And then to me, the interesting thing about this D line is will they play Walker inside on base downs, which there aren't very many of.
Right.
But they had to get creative at the bye last year to get that pass rush going. So they slide Trayvon inside. Every time he did it over the last 2 games, always next to Hines Allen.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you move him to the other side? Who plays end? So then you have to add it. I think you do have to draft an edge.
Yep.
So this is going to be a defense-heavy draft overall.
How do you approach the Players' Championship as far as your work perspective?
Well, it's interesting because there's so many players. It's not 2 teams, so just give you a couple examples. On Monday, I spent time in the NBC control truck with Tommy Roy, who lives here in Ponte Vedra. He's been the producer.
Oh, cool.
That runs Sunday, and we talked Olympics, Super Bowl, NBA, golf. So that was good. And then today, I wrote a column on the commissioner's press, or soon-to-be commissioner's press conference, Brian Rolap.
Yep.
And then
that was a really interesting press conference. I normally would not ever say a golf commissioner's press conference is interesting, but it was.
What I wrote is he sounded like his old boss, Roger Goodell. I mean, it was his show.
Yep.
There was no moderator. It was you're next, you're next, you're next. And then yesterday I talked to Chris Goddard, who's top 5 in the world.
Nice.
And I was like, nobody else has asked for him, so I'm going to write him for Friday after his round. So basically, it's okay.
I hope he plays well for you.
Well, he's not going to have a choice. So I talked to him. So I talked to him yesterday after he got done doing Kay Adams' show, and I was like, dude, I said that is a tough act to follow, and you got to kick out of that. So, but yeah, it's what you don't want to do is you can't write Scheffler.
Yeah.
Right.
So you try and find some of the unique stories. Anybody who's local who makes a run, that's interesting.
Absolutely. I was standing out over between 16 and 17 with some of my family members, and they were going and getting autographs. And it's so fun to see how loose the players are on these first couple days. And then tomorrow will be a whole different
more stressful.
Way more stressful, especially over there at 17. Well, Ryan, we know you have other stuff to do, so thank you so much for hanging out with
Sure
us.
thing, guys. Appreciate it. Had fun.
We really appreciate it. We've got more to do on the other side, so don't go anywhere. It's Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL. Live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Firehouse Subs is adding a new heavy hitter to the roster, the Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Grilled chicken, melted cheddar, crispy bacon stacked high with fresh toppings, and creamy buttermilk ranch. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher, only at Firehouse Subs.
Shoot your shot on Prize Picks. Hicken here and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right, Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. All kinds of great features on Prize Picks, too, like stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So, like, hey, Steph Curry, points, 3-pointers, assists. Now you can pick them all in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. But remember, you got to download the Prize Picks app today. Use code 1010XL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right, but you must put in code 1010XL, and you'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's all on Prize Picks. Prize Picks, man. It's good to be right.
All right, Jacksonville, you know spring has officially arrived when the pollen's flying, the grass is growing, and your septic system starts thinking about getting your attention. Trust me, a simple pump out now can save you from a disaster that'll have the whole neighborhood holding their noses. That's why you call Duck Duck Rooter the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. Real pros, not somebody guessing with a shovel. Right now, schedule your spring septic clean and get $50 off septic tank pumping. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Hicken here. This is the perfect time to clean your air ducts as you deal with allergy season, AC efficiency, post-winter, and more. This month, take 15% off dryer vent cleaning and air duct cleaning. Clothes taking longer to dry? Built-up lint restricts airflow and increases fire risk. Professional dryer vent cleaning helps dryers run safer and more efficiently. Call Zero Res today. It's a quick service and a peace of mind. Go online at zerosjacksonville.com and tell them you want the 1010XL special.
The Players, one of the biggest events on the PGA Tour, is right here in our backyard. How much do you know about the tournament? Keegan Bradley made a hole-in-one on number 13 with a 7-iron from 153 yards last year, his second ace of the season, and it was the 13th ace on the 13th hole at TPC Sawgrass in Players Championship history. Sawgrass Asset Management, specializing in high-quality growth stock and fixed income portfolios for institutional and high-net-worth investors. A Jacksonville company proud to be involved in the community.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
What a fun show so far here live from the Players Championship. Trucks on 10, just outside of Trucks on 10. Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl is here. I'm Lauren Brooks. RJ Saunders back at 1010XL headquarters. Thanks again to Jaguars kicker Cam Little for stopping by.
Yeah.
He's hanging out with Anton Harrison, the right tackle, and Ross Matisic, of course, the all-pro long snapper. Great, great guys. We've had Ross on the show in the past. And Anton looked like he was the smart one. Looked like he went to the fan shop. He got a T-shirt, a white T-shirt. I think it was a LaFarve one. And he put that on to walk around. I feel like Cam needs to go exchange that black long sleeve shirt and get a new white
that pollen
T-shirt.
was getting to him.
He was like, my eyes are crying.
I know, poor guy. You knew all about the pollen too,
I was
Taylor.
dying yesterday.
And also, of course, appreciate Ryan O'Halloran for stopping by and hanging out with us. I love talking to people like Ryan who actually wanted to do more than just the NFL, right? There's so many other sports that need attention in our area, and the Times Union does a fantastic job. And coming up in a little bit, we'll chat with Smitter, who, of course, covers golf really well. And maybe we should make our picks after we talk to Smitter so we can get some insight. Otherwise, we might be flying blind. But one sport that y'all know I love is college baseball, so time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
Well, Taylor and Tom, last night, the University of Florida my alma mater, defeated the Seminoles. That's right. The higher-ranked team went down in Gainesville. Florida won 6-3, and it was a fantastic pitching performance. Florida just has all these arms, and it's just unbelievable. Wow. Yeah, there's the guy that was the closer last night, and of course, Sully trots out guys just for a few batters if he wants to, because he's got the options. But the closer last night, Joshua Rittenauer, was throwing over 100 miles per hour, and this is a midweek baseball game, right? This is not the most important. Now, granted, Sully wants to beat FSU, of course. They're a top 25 team, but still, it was unbelievable to see the come from behind win, because FSU had gotten off to the early starts, and Brendan Lawson is an unbelievable hitter, and I keep saying I'm so excited to see these two teams battle here in just a couple weeks. But yeah, over 100 miles per hour for a closer in a midweek game.
Wow, yeah.
I know us college football players, we were always enamored by the golfers and the baseball players, because we sat there and be like, man, what a life. Get to go play golf, play basket, or play baseball. You don't have to go through football. Man, well, that'd be a great way to go through college. You know what I mean? Especially in Florida. University of Florida, being a baseball player. I'm sure they're treated like kings. You go play a little baseball, go to a couple of classes maybe.
And you have to imagine that.
Awesome. Go to classes maybe.
Maybe. These guys are going to get national notoriety because of they're at a school like that, right? They're recruited there. And so you feel like
so much fun.
You can be a one-and-doner in college baseball still these days and then go play pro.
Yeah, I have a bone to pick with one of your former Gators, though.
Oh, yes, you do. And I'm so sorry that the Italian stallion ended up hurting
Jack
us
Caglione,
Americans.
I was like, what are you doing to us? You're USA here.
So Cags plays for Italy. Italy beat the United States last night in the World Baseball
Classic. That's why
a home
you wrote
run.
that,
yes. And that's an issue because now the United States might not advance.
Yeah.
I saw the Dominican.
They still can. If Italy wins today, the U.S.
Over
will
Mexico.
advance too. If with that alone.
But if Mexico wins by like 5 runs
or more,
then Mexico and Italy advance, not the
So
U.S.
does, other than how many players did Italy have that are in the major leagues?
A lot. Because all these
so
teams are using the major leaguers.
So it's kind of like hockey.
And honestly, this year it started to change a bit, and we were talking about it a little bit yesterday. It wasn't always like that in the sense of having this many major league players on all of the teams. This year, there's a lot more, and I don't know what changed. Somebody yesterday said maybe it was because like everyone saw what USA men and women's hockey and how people were so amped up about that, and they were like, oh, this is cool, I can go play for USA or Italy, Mexico, whatever, and it's kind of just a cool, fun environment, and you get to represent a country as a whole and that type of thing. So I don't know if that is why, or I'm not totally sure, because these guys are normally, I mean, they're very on schedule of, okay, this is how you start ramping up in the off season during spring training to get ready to start, especially the pitchers. Usually it's like, okay, I'm throwing 40 pitches today, that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to rest for 5 days, and then I'm doing this, and they have a ramp up schedule. So this throws a wrench in it a little bit for a lot of these guys. So they don't really like messing with their routine, but something changed things a little bit for them this year.
What do they do the 4 days in between? You said they throw 40 pitches.
I mean, I'm sure they're still like probably
working out.
And still throwing, but not full on throwing
pitching.
100 on the mound. Like more so, like
you know how the baseball players are very finicky, and as well they should be, because nobody wants Tommy John, right?
Yeah.
And
or they do, and because it makes your elbow tighter.
I don't think any of them would actually say that they would ever want to go through it because of how long it takes to recover from it. But I know what you mean. There's been people that have said that after Tommy John, sometimes the ligaments are
tighter.
stronger.
Yeah,
things like that. By the way, I wanted Kentucky to lose. I don't want Florida to face Kentucky for the 3rd time on Friday, even though some people are not nervous, i.e. Frank Rangy. But Kentucky right now beating LSU in the first game of the SEC men's basketball tournament. It is right now 85-78. There's about 20 seconds left. Leading scorer for Kentucky, no surprise, Otega Owe. So
I'm not worried for you guys at all in this tournament. I mean, not that I'm the aficionado.
This tournament doesn't necessarily dictate anything unless if UConn wins the Big East, then that's when it may be a little nerve-wracking for the 1 seed. That's really the only discussion.
I want to see you guys. I mean, look, again, I think it's brilliant how you played those tough teams early and played them hard. but things weren't working out. But it's a great it's like when Coughlin beat the Patriots in that regular season game, and he's like, then they meet him in the title, like, yeah, we can beat him. We've almost beat him. You know what I mean? And I think that that was just brilliant by Golden to schedule that, and you get him around in the playoffs while you're really rising and playing well. Like, you're like, come on, bring it on. Let's go back and play those top teams. Because I for what, like, I love Cinderellas. They're great. They'll be fun to watch. But I like, number one seed versus number one if they make it.
Ruining Cinderellas. That's the dark side of things.
That's true.
Speaking of the Big East,
Cinderella.
UConn will play tomorrow night. They're still waiting to find out who they're going to play. But yeah, conference tournaments going on right now, and we will certainly monitor those for you right here on Helmets and Heels. When we return, let's talk a little bit more football, because we do want to get more into that Max Crosby stuff from last night and Daniel Jones as well. So keep it right here, Helmets and Heels, live from Trucks on 10, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Here's another classic Florida Gator moment.
We got 30 minutes for the rest of our life. 30 minutes. We're going to hit somebody, and we're taking it down the field for a touchdown. I guarantee you that. Let's go. Let's go.
1010XL, home of the Florida Gators.
Homeowners, you taking a look at your lawn yet? Let me guess, you're looking at your lawn wondering what to do after a historically cold season. Well, if you want your lawn to bounce back quick, you gotta call topdressing.com. Nobody else can do what they do. Their proprietary process. I've never seen anything like it, and neither will your neighbors. They will have your lawn looking like a golf course. Nobody else can do it. They're no secret now, so get ahead of it. Call for a free estimate. Be the envy of your neighbors. Top dress your lawn like the pros with topdressing.com.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Ready to put your dream car in drive? Get solid rates for the road ahead when you finance with First Florida Credit Union. Enjoy competitive low rates, up to 90 days of no payments, and budget-friendly protection plans. Whether you're buying a vehicle or refinancing, stop by a branch or apply online at firstflorida.org/autoloans. Membership eligibility required. Interest accrues during loan payment deferral period. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit firstflorida.org/autoloans.
Alert! Termite swarms are active right now in Jacksonville, and once they get inside, damage can happen fast. Termites don't knock. They silently attack the structure of your home, leaving behind costly repairs and long-term headaches. Lauren Brooks here. Protect what you've worked hard for with the proven protection that homeowners trust. Terminix it with advanced termite treatment and prevention solutions. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule your free termite inspection.
Coach Campo here, and I just want to tell you about the best pizza I've had right here in Duval, and that's Tony D's Pizza. Tony works hard to make every slice perfect. If you love pizza like I do, you need to go to Tony D's, Bay Meadows and 295.
Insurance companies have teams of lawyers working to protect their bottom line. I'm Chris Campione of Campione Law, and you deserve someone just as focused on protecting your bottom line. We go head-to-head with insurance companies every day, and they know our name. Giving you peace of mind and delivering results is our job. With no fees unless we win, there's no risk to get the help you need. Visit CampionLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campion, Campion Law.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
Firefighters, paramedics, police officers, they take care of us, and at AMCO, we're proud to take care of them. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. As an essential business, we work on every kind of car repair with flexible financing and extra safety precautions. Essential, reliable, trusted. That's the men and women who are there for us, and it's our honor to be there for them. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia. Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care.
RJ Saunders here, sports fans, and whether it's get well roses or a be happy situation, I always call the experts at Kuhn Flowers. Sending a floral arrangement is just so easy. Log on to KuhnFlowers.com and leave it to them. Kuhn Flowers is the only name you'll ever need to know.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to the Players Championship, and I have breaking news thanks to our buddy Gary Smits, who will join us in the second hour of the program. Rory McIlroy is here, everybody.
Ooh.
Rory McIlroy is here,
right.
so that is good news. Obviously had to withdraw this past week at Bay Hill due to a back injury, but he is here, so hopefully he'll be able to play all 4 rounds starting tomorrow. I'm hoping he gets in a little bit of practice, but certainly he's familiar with this course, and he did win last year.
Yeah, there's a little bit of experience.
Right. That is correct. All right, let's get to those 2 massive NFL stories here. Well, we've got a few minutes. Max Crosby, the news broke last night that he failed his physical with the Ravens, and the Ravens said no thank you anymore, and so he flew back to the wonderful city of Las Vegas, where we've spent some time. He'll continue to be a Raider. Look, Max Crosby will be fine. Nobody has to worry about Max Crosby and any of this. But the Ravens, I feel like, get a black mark when it comes to their trade record now.
Right.
Teams aren't going to want to necessarily trade with them. And then, of course, the Ravens end up acquiring Trey Hendrickson, and everyone says, oh, so that's why you didn't want to trade your 2 1s for Max Crosby, because Hendrickson was still available. So it kind of reeks of like a little bit of y'all just reneging on the Crosby deal, and maybe his physical was okay.
It looks that way, but I don't know. Who knows? You never know how it goes down, right? I mean, look, at the end of the day, the guy's coming off a knee injury.
That's why I'm like, he just had surgery in January.
So how's he going to pass the physical anyway?
Right,
you know
but they
what
knew
I mean?
that when they traded for him.
But Hendrickson was available at the same time. Like, just go get Hendrickson.
That's why I'm like, why that approach?
And and I thought it was interesting. So Pete Prisco, who joins Frank every Friday, and of course on CBS Sports, literally his first tweet was like, why would you give up all that draft capital for Max Crosby when you don't have to do that? And you still have to pay Crosby, by the way.
Right.
And you could get Hendrickson and not have to give anything up and pay him. So it didn't make sense, but you went through with it.
I feel like they just pivoted because it didn't work out. I don't feel like this was an intentional, because Hendrickson was already there. They knew the money was going to be close. You got to pay Max like $35 a year.
Right.
He's under a 3-year, pretty big deal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like
stupid to me.
It does, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. When do you look at the knee? Like after you agree to terms?
It's supposed to be. You already. That's the thing, is you already have a physical. That's you know all of the information, and that's what Leon was saying earlier. Like, something smells fishy because he went through it in the sense of like having an injury when you're in the free agent market, and he's like, they tell everything. Like, it's already out in the open of what your physical looks like, if you've had surgery, what it is, where you are in your progress in the recovery, and then for them to you already know all of that information, and then you say yes, you're going to do it, and then you're like, never mind, after you do your own. So
it's because Hendrickson was still available.
That's
I think they thought he was going to be
gone.
but I think they thought he'd be more expensive.
But Max is younger, so I understand doing that, like saying, hey, I'd rather have Max than Trey. I wouldn't, again, you know how I felt about Trey. I'd rather have him, but who knows? Look, you never know in today's day and age. Maybe with Max, they're saying it's lack of cartilage. Maybe there's something more to his knee, and maybe they found something like the one doc. I don't know. Maybe they brought a specialist. What do you think of this knee? I don't like what I see right there. Whatever that is. Maybe it's some degenerative thing. And they're like, you know what? We're not going to do this deal. We got to send him back. And then you're like, well, who do we go? Well, let's go get Hendrickson. Who got us anything?
4 years, $112 million.
Yeah, $28 million
per year. That, to me, because of Hendrickson's age, that surprised me. I thought that it would be
less, like a couple
we
of
kept
years.
saying a year or two.
But just keep in mind, like, he may never see year 3 and 4. He may never see year 4.
Right.
They gave him $60 million guaranteed, so he'll get that, and a $20 million signing bonus. So that's not for $120 million on a $20 million. You know what I mean? That's not a massive signing bonus to get that. So they're probably thinking, look, I mean, you look at the Daniel Jones deal. He's going to make 50 of the 88 this year. You know, and because that's what he wanted. He wanted to be for whatever reason. He wanted to be that kind of paid.
Which I don't know where they're getting that. They don't even have that
right.
right now.
No, right. But they, you know, again, I don't know. You know, I think
they had to do that though. The Colts did.
Yeah, there was somebody. Yeah, like who you gonna?
Because Anthony Richardson is not the answer for them.
And that's what with Hendrickson. If you're just saying, you know, it's the 4-year. If you were to tell the Jags fans and media telling us right now that you would get 30 sacks the next 2 seasons from Trey Hendrickson, would you pay that amount? You would.
All day
you
long.
would say yes.
Damn
Let's
right.
go.
Heck yeah.
And that's what obviously last year was injury, so you didn't see that. But the previous 2 years was 17.5 and 17.5. So back-to-back seasons with that. If you can come close to that, then the deal alone is worth it. If you feel like that changes your
it's worth it if you have the money.
Yeah,
that's obviously the other part.
I gotta be honest. I mean, look, man. You can only do so much, and they spent a lot last year at Jaguars, but I do feel a little disappointed we're not in the mix of any of this stuff, you know, that's going on. And I'm not saying just Max and just Hendrickson, but you know what I mean? It's again, you can't spend every single year.
And we have to remember Jacoby Myers was done.
That's true.
And so that's true. Technically not a free agent by any means, but
I know.
because of that trade, you
traded
have to
and
pay
extended. So that's
right.
That
and then
right
you
there.
signed Monteric to an extension, a 3-year extension.
And I think it's you know, we always say, oh, you can manipulate the cap.
Right.
Well, maybe you can't when you really don't have the money. I mean, not the cash. Wisconsin's got a ton of cash. But as far as the cap, maybe you can only manipulate it so much to where, because you're thinking like, oh, we'll just get rid of this guy, throw this guy a bone and get him a restructure. Next thing you know, you got 30 mil. It doesn't, they would do that if they could, I would imagine. You know, or they just don't, I mean, look, they're letting 2 of their best players walk. They don't value those guys the way the league did, right? Maybe they don't value, you know, a Hendrickson or a Crosby in that, you know, that kind of range. I don't know, you know. I think they're game changers, but you know what do I know? You know, it's their team. They got it again. I'm going to give them
combine press conference would have been great because we could have asked these
Can I just say this? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because they deserve it.
Sure,
but they're not the end all say all either. You know what I mean? Just because they say something, I don't always believe that that's the truth. You know what I mean? I heard, you know, oh well, you know, Devin Lloyd can't cover, you know, can't play man to man. They couldn't play man with him out there. I'm like, Buster ain't man to man. Buster's zone. What does that even mean? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Look, I'm again, they get the benefit of the doubt. They're coming off 13 wins. I expect them to be a really competitive team. We'll hammer them if they're not doing anything in the offseason to better your team. But it does feel like you're talking to people here, the players are like, what do you think? What do you think? I'm like, well, we've depleted a lot, but we haven't gained a lot. And no disrespect to Buster or Gardeck, because I love them as players. But
if Kenneth Walker was here, or if Breece Hall was here,
or one of those interior defensive linemen,
or John Franklin Myers was here, or Quay Walker
one
was
of those,
here,
you'd be like,
any of those.
Like you're bettering your team. You're bettering your team when you do that. And I don't think they haven't lessened their team. But I don't think they've bettered the team.
I think they have lessened their team for right now. But how do they
replenish that? Right. And I think too, when you talk about it, it's the part of being a general manager that's hard is Trent Baalke put some bad situations on this when it comes to money. You talk about, I read somewhere earlier, Eric Armstead, $19 million cap hit, Walker Little, $14 million cap hit. They're still paying contracts right now for Gabe Davis, Tyson Campbell, and Darnell Savage, which is around $40 million.
Which I saw Darnell Savage got a 1-year deal to go. Where did I see?
He did. He just got signed.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, wow, he
screwed up for the Bills. Remember that? He screwed up in the playoff game.
That's $75 million right there between 5 players that 4 aren't going to be starting this year, and Eric might not be.
Stuck it to this regime.
Yeah.
Whether he did it intentionally or not, he stuck it to the regime.
Yeah. And did he do everything wrong? No. There are some good players and
Parker. Like there's things like that you're like,
Kim
heck yes.
Little for sure, who we talked to start the show. But when you put it all together, it's like baking a cake. And at some point they have to figure out the ratio of vanilla and flour and whatever else goes in it, milk, water, I don't know. I haven't baked a cake in a long time, and right now they've removed part of those ingredients.
Sugar.
Sugar, yeah. Did I leave that out? But whatever. They've removed some of those ingredients, and they have to figure out what ingredients they're going to have another winning season next year. And so that's what the next few weeks will be all about. All right, more to do on the other side. Don't go anywhere. We're live here at the Players Championship. Trucks on 10. The Tuesday practice round is underway, the Wednesday practice round is underway, and Tuesday the military appreciation concert last night was fantastic. We'll get Taylor's thoughts on Ludacris and more when we return. It's Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Every game is a story.
And the game is tied.
Every play is a moment waiting to happen.
We're going to overtime.
Your home for the most play-by-play is 1010XL.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Get in the paint with Patrick Young as he and Dan and Jeff break down Florida Gators basketball. It's the smartest Gator Insight every Friday morning at 8:30. Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and Kuhn Flowers on 1010XL.
Got a cracked windshield? Not only is it dangerous, but did you know it's also illegal? Call Baker Glass. Matt and his crew use the best auto glass in the market, and they accept most insurance. Plus, all new windshields come with a full warranty. From cars, to trucks, to RVs, you can count on Baker Glass to be fast and friendly. Just check out their Google reviews. Come see us at the shop on Casta Avenue, or we can come to you at your home or business.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go.
Money Pages in your mailbox right now.
My knees took a beating during my 11 years playing quarterback here in Jacksonville, and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists continue to stay on top of my progress. This is David Garrard, and I'm highly recommending Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
You don't have to be a professional athlete to enjoy the personalized attention you'll receive at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Let them take a look at your issue and put you on the road to a swift recovery.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Awaken 180. Former Florida Gator Jack Caglione had a home run last night in the World Baseball Classic for Team Italy as they pulled off the upset over Team USA 8-6. For Team USA to advance, they now need Mexico to win or score 5 or more runs or simply just a victory from Italy. If Mexico wins but scores 4 or fewer runs, USA will be eliminated. It's 88 degrees at 3:03. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus. I'm Lauren Brooks with you live here at the Players Championship. We are outside of Trucks on 10. RJ Saunders back at World Headquarters making it all happen. And we're going to chat with our golf expert, Gary Smits. It's Times Union Day here on Helmets and Heels. And as we chatted with Ryan O'Halloran earlier, and now we're going to talk to Smitter all about the Players Championship. Smitter, you already told me who you think's winning.
Yeah, Colin Morikawa.
That's right.
Okay.
Thanks so much for joining us.
He's due.
Why Colin?
His game fits his course, controlled, hits a lot of fairways, hits a lot of greens. It's just a matter of whether he's putting well. And he's the kind of guy, the guys that won this tournament, you don't have to do any one thing outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't really be bad at any one aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't drive the ball, hit greens, and then miss putts. You can't hit greens or miss greens and not get up and down. So, but he does everything pretty well. Now he'll tell you, not happy with his putting, but none of these guys are happy with their putting.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Gary Player once told me that a tour player in his putting is like the most beautiful swimsuit model in the world. She doesn't probably think she looks good in a bathing suit.
Yep.
So, guys, no matter how many putts they make, there's always one more that they could have left out there.
We heard Rory's here, so what's the news on that?
Rory's in the house. He's in a locker room right now as we speak. They don't know whether he's going to want to come and have a chat with the media before he goes to the range, but apparently he is going to go to the range, hit some balls, and see how things feel. So that's what I know right now. He walked in carrying about 2 or 3 clubs with him.
Okay.
So he may go out there and hit some balls.
The growth of the players, Gary, has just been tremendous. I mean,
Friday sold out, Saturday sold out.
Yeah, I mean, just like the purse, the winner getting the $4.5 million. I mean, it's just unbelievable how far it's come in just decades.
Yeah. I talked to Jim Furyk yesterday because he's working for Golf Channel this week. Yeah. And he was saying this first Players Championship was in 95 or 96, and we were sitting up in the NBC compound overlooking the 17th green. He said, and he pointed all these chalets. None of this stuff was there. Right. There was a tent or two here and there. People were sitting on the grass or they were sitting on the railroad ties. And he said none of that kind of a presence. And he said it was a big tournament for the players, but he said it's gotten bigger and bigger for not only local fans, because I think local fans have always supported this well, going back to the Greater Jacksonville Open. But you got out of town fans and you got out of town media, and he said everything's kind of mushroomed that way. And the new CEO, Brian Roloff, touched on that today, and the issue came up. Is it a major? And he's kind of echoed. I think the party line, I think some of the players have gotten a memo or something like that, because a lot of them have said that this week. It doesn't have to be a major. It stands alone. It's a unique tournament. It goes back to the same place. It's going to have the deepest field in golf. It's not going to be like some of the other majors where the field is watered down at the back end of it.
Yeah.
And the Masters, you got past champions up until the age of 60. Well, when they're 54, they're not winning that thing. Amateur players. U.S. Open, you've got qualifiers, and that can be an insurance salesman or a lawyer who's still a pretty good player. The PGA has 20 club pros at their back end. And British Open is the same thing with amateurs and everything. Well, the last guy to get into every one of these 123 guys, think about this, every 123 guys in the field has done something very well on the golf course in the last 18 months. They either won or they were in the top 100 of FedEx Cup points last year, or they were taken off the list of the contenders this year. So every guy in here has been playing well, and up to the last guy, whatever judgment you want to make. Okay, who's the worst player at the British Open? Who's the worst player at the U.S. Open? Who's the worst player at the Masters? Those guys have zero chance. The last guy in this field has a chance to win this thing. Craig Perks proved that in 2003, too.
Wow.
Gary, when it comes to this field, like you were talking about, obviously the best, the elite, there are guys that I feel like people still aren't super familiar with that can win this tournament, to your point. And like a guy like Jake Knapp, a guy like Chris Goddard.
I was going to mention that.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Good players. Jake Knapp has done everything except win a tournament this year. He's got like 5 top 10s, and 4 of them are top 5s. Chris Goddard won 2 of the first 3 tournaments, and he won twice, once in 2024, once in 2025. Chris Goddard, great trivia question. He's been the player of the year in 2 major conferences, the Big 12 and the Big East, the Big 10.
Because
he played for Rutgers. Played for Rutgers, and he was the player of the year. Then he transferred to Oklahoma State, and he was a Big 12 player of the year.
Wow.
So,
Oklahoma State has a good golf program, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. So Chris Goddard is a player. Jake Knapp is another guy who does everything, not one thing outstanding, but does everything pretty well. You got a guy named Michael Brennan who won for the first time last fall, and he's moved to Jacksonville, so he's gotten a lot of practice time in here. So one guy to watch is a guy named Ryan Gerard, who won last year, and he's had some good finishes. He finished second in the first 2 tournaments this year.
Okay.
He's like a little bit of a bridesmaid there.
How about Sepp Straka, the Australian?
Sepp Straka is capable of winning anywhere. Valdosta, Georgia.
You're giving away your picks, Tommy?
One of my friends told me in front of earlier today. I wrote it down.
Sepp Straka he's a very good pick. He's a good player at the University of Georgia. Interesting background. He's twins. He's got a brother named Sam. His mom is from Valdosta, Georgia. She decided to travel a little bit when she got out of college, and she wound up in Austria working in a golf shop. And she met her future husband, their father, who was just a golfer in Austria. And they were born there and moved back to Valdosta. They raised him there, and he wound up at the University of Georgia. That's why he plays for Europe in the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
Because he's a native born from Austria, but he's an Austrian guy with a southern accent.
Sounds good.
But
keeps things interesting.
He's a good player, and he's got every much of a chance to win this thing as anybody.
I love it. There you go, Tommy.
We're making golf picks after we chat with you, Smitter, and we have to pick.
He's trying to cheat over there.
We're allowed to pick a golfer that's in the top 10 of the world golf rankings. We each get one selection from the top 10 of the world golf rankings. Then we get a pick from 11 through 30.
Okay.
We each get one of those, and
like
then
that.
31 and beyond, we each get one of those.
Does
So we'll
is there a draft? Did you establish?
There is
that?
a snake draft, and it'll go Taylor, Tom, me, and then back.
Okay, so you take Scotty, right?
Oh,
we're not allowed to pick
that's
Scotty.
The only
That's
other
our one
caveat.
caveat.
We
Just anyone but Scotty.
Yeah.
We kind of started that a few years ago when it was just like, of course you're picking Scottish Shepard.
It makes
it
things
may
more
change a
interesting.
little bit today, though.
What about the defending champion with a bad back? Are you gonna
He's allowed to be selected.
Yeah, we can if we want
He's
to.
a Mick. I like him,
Yeah.
so I might pick him if I'm allowed. We'll see.
Gary, how are you hearing the greens are playing, and how much will that factor the maybe rain tomorrow, what it's looking like? And
Yeah, well, right now it's a product of as we all know, a cold, dry winter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And they're
not so cold and dry right now.
Oh, today.
Scotty was talking about how firm they are.
Mm-hmm.
We just haven't had a lot of rain, so I think somebody hit a wedge into a green. It hit the green and bounced up like chest high to 4 or 5 feet high. So the rain could take. I don't know if there's going to be enough rain, and they've got those machines underneath the greens that can suck out the moisture, so they can judge for that. I think the issue is how much golf we're going to get in on Thursday.
Yeah.
It's supposed to come through maybe in a 1 or 2 o'clock
Yeah,
range.
I see around 2 o'clock.
Justin Thomas has a weather app that says it's not going to be as bad as everybody thinks it is.
Ah.
But he said it's an optimistic weather app.
Oh,
clearly.
so who knows? And then Friday and Saturday are supposed to be real good, and then Sunday afternoon we're supposed to get a little bit of rain and everything. But Friday and Saturday are going to be perfect, which is the days I think that they get the highest attendance out here. Those days are sold out, by the way, but you can get. You can get tickets if people return on Ticketmaster. I don't think anybody should give up trying to come out here.
Agreed.
And Friday has been historically the best day out here. People knock off early from work.
Oh yeah.
I don't think people go to work anymore.
Or maybe don't. Maybe
take the week
I mean,
off.
it was packed. I was
Maybe
out here
don't even go
last
to
year right around 8 a.m. on Friday, and 17 was fully packed wall to wall. I was like, so people just skip work now on
Thursday, Friday.
They're remote working on Friday.
Right. And, yeah, I
You know what you
expect
can do? You
Thursday
can do
to be
that
busy too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's your favorite place to watch golf? I know you have to cover this tournament, so it's not like you get to just sit around and enjoy a couple beers while it's going on. But where's your favorite place to watch?
I like to go behind second green, the par 5, see you guys reach it there, and then if a guy makes an eagle, then you can it's just a few steps to your left to watch anything at number 3.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
Then, like when the lead groups do that, I like to watch the last couple groups tee off.
Okay.
And just to see if I need attention, see how they hit that first tee shot. And then instead of going to 4, what I'll do is I like to go to 9 and kind of backtrack, cut over and pick up 8, which is another tough par 3,
Right.
7 green and 8. And then and I'm purposely avoiding 16, 17, 18 because everybody says that.
Right.
Then there's a spot to the right. Frank Frangie will tell you this. It's his spot.
12.
To the right of 11 green, and you can see some stuff on 12. And then I think one really good place is 13 because they keep the rope line like down about knee high on 13. And you get you feel like you're a little bit closer to the action on that. And then Sunday, when they put the green down in the lower left, they'll hit some balls, and the balls will like slope down there, and you get a good chance to see in a hole in one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So those are my spots.
Cool.
Those are good ones.
I love it. I love it. Gary, how do you feel about free agency so far, man? What are you thinking with our Jaguars?
Well, you were kind of hoping they'd keep one of those two guys.
Yeah.
E.T. and Devin. And but as we know, the way the game has evolved in the NFL, if you had to take position groups and assign importance, running backs and linebackers, maybe down
Sorry,
a little
Tom.
bit. Down a little bit on the.
Sorry.
No, it was when you were
don't
playing.
need either one of them.
No, when Tom was playing, they were still important.
That's
Okay,
right.
there we go.
They're
Thanks,
still important.
Gary.
But
Thanks.
you can get street free agents. You can the draft. You can get a guy like Ventrell Miller who can be very serviceable. And look what they did with running back last year. Basial 4th round, and LeQuint 7th round. This guy's played very well. I mean, I'd go to war with those two guys as my first two running backs right now, and wouldn't look back at it. So I think you can get guys there. I think that the defensive tackle draft is kind of light. I don't think there's a lot of real good
More
ones out
nose
there.
than threes.
I would like to have seen him sign somebody, but maybe Devon Hamilton's got gas in the tank. Maybe Eric Armstead's got gas in the tank. We'll see, but I do need – the older they get, the more you need a couple of guys to rotate.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Now Matt
Dickerson.
Matt Dickerson, who really had some good moments late in the season.
He did.
And maybe he keeps progressing.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe Matt Dickerson has found a home and he's found a system that takes care of his skills. But we'll find out. I do know that when you look at the 4 draft picks that had pretty much lost seasons, Travis, Wayne,
Milam, Caleb
Ransaw, and McLeod.
Jalen McLeod.
Okay.
Yeah.
To me, that's almost like getting 4 new draft picks over again.
You didn't even get to see yet.
And in training camp before they got hurt, those guys were playing pretty good.
Yeah, we keep talking about edge, and McLeod maybe can provide some.
And
depth
the last game Travis played, it was a terrible game team-wise, but it was his best game on offense.
Yep.
And so
a lot of possibilities.
Look at it that way. And how many 11 draft picks?
Yeah, a lot of cap.
I think they can. I think they're going to be young, but this coaching staff did pretty good with a lot of young guys last year.
Yeah, they did.
And look at the free agents, the free agent defensive ends that they brought in and developed and played really,
young
really
guys.
well.
Strigau and Green. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we trust the coaching staff for sure. All right, Gary. Well, we will bother you tomorrow and on Friday. Don't think you're done with us.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, maybe that rain delay will, I'll be looking for something to do.
Yeah,
anyway.
we're probably anyways, around 2 o'clock.
Taylor's dressed for the Masters, right?
I know,
with
it is kind of Masters vibe.
Yeah. Gary will be at the Masters, so we'll bother him for
the Masters also.
Absolutely.
Wearing the green. It's too bad that this doesn't bump into St. Patrick's Day again.
I know.
Like it did last
It used to be
year.
Mother's Day, and
That's
everyone was
right.
very
St.
pink
Patty's,
for Mother's Day, and then St. Patrick's Day.
Well,
was not that.
you asked some of the local restaurants around here. They kind of hated it when the Players was in May because they'd lose a little Mother's Day business.
Yeah.
And then maybe the golf course people thought, well, I don't know. I have people telling me that they're not coming here Sunday because of Mother's Day. So, who knows?
We all like March better, especially when it's already 84.
Yeah.
The new CEO left the door open for this tournament just a little bit to go to May at some point, depending on how the schedule shakes out. But he said, we like it right here.
Yeah, I like it here
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Not moving it for now. All right, Gary, thank you again.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we'll make some golf picks on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Helmets and Heels live from Trucks on 10 at the Players Championship, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
The game's best golfers and one of the most beautiful courses in the world. Catch live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates from the Players, capped by Corona, Campione Law, and TopDressing.com on 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here, and I want to tell you about Beach's Dermatology. And my doctor, Dr. Metz. I've been going to Dr. Metz for, I don't know how many years, decades. I got the scars to prove it. Listen, Jets, I love the beach. I love to play golf. I love Florida. I love to go to my kids' games in the hot sun all weekend long. Summer is basically here, and the sun will be shining. Don't forget your sunscreen. Trust me on this. You need to go get checked out today. It's more important than you think. Give Beach's Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
From the Queen Law Group Studio.
Helmets and Heels.
The Players Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number 1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Discuss the beautiful game. The Coaches Show presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor. Get an hour of soccer talk Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
I'm from a small town, man. Our town's most famous Lee Harvey Oswald went to our middle school. It's a true story. Basketball player Pistol Pete Maravich lived and died in our town, so 2 good shooters. From downtown, both of them.
From his Netflix special, Regular People, comedian Theo Vaughn's Return of the Rat Tour. 3 shows, Friday and Saturday, March 13th and 14th at Florida Theater. Get tickets now at theovaughn.com.
At G&H Tires and Service, the G stands for great pricing. The H, well, that means honest service. For over 20 years, Roger and his team have helped Jacksonville drivers stay safe on the road. Need brakes? Oil change? AC not blowing cold? Well, how about a super affordable $36 oil change? Affordable brake jobs, AC checks before summer hits, alignments for all these construction roads, and even free check engine light inspections. Locally owned, community driven. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard.
Hey, Tommy Mack here out at the Players. When it comes to glass, you don't want average, man. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jayville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that'll wow you, mirrors cut exactly to your style, fog your broken glass replaced, decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to our Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. There's only one name for glass and mirror around here, and it's Duval.
Rolling. We're all calling rolling. The toilet's overflowing. Oh my.
When you've got a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reese Plumbing, 260-7059.
This is Paige, owner of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. People ask me all the time what's healthy. And that's hard because healthy is different from losing weight. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle. There are a lot of foods out there that are healthy foods, but they're not going to support your weight loss. And that's what we're here to help with. We're here to help you get in the healthy foods that are going to help you lose weight. The Awaken 180 difference is our coaches. It's our team. You can find things online about weight loss, but you try them yourself and they just don't work. And that's because everyone is different. And that's what our coaches are so skilled at helping you figure out.
Thanks, Paige. Hacker here. Figuring it out, that's what I needed. And the reason I chose Awaken 180 weight loss. Not a med, not a diet plan. I wanted a solution. Do what I did and make a 180 with your health and weight. Schedule your Awaken 180 consultation today. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
We just trying to catch a good time, even if it takes all night.
That Nico Moon concert a couple weeks ago at the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall was fantastic. Highly recommend going to see him. All right, we have to make some golf picks. I am nervous for all three of us because, yes, I feel like this exercise is going to be interesting because of the parameters that we have set up.
Right.
But
by the way, shout out to someone on the text line for giving us that idea.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, anytime you guys have ideas, obviously hit us up on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010, and we will be happy to take your ideas under advisement. All right, so the way it's going to work, Taylor will go first, and there's a snake draft. Taylor will go first because she did the best down the stretch in the football picks. Tom will go second. He did the second best down the stretch in the football picks. And then, as you can imagine, I did not do so well. I lost 2 months in a row, so I will go last. And then, obviously, I'll pick again. And then it'll go to Tom, and then it'll go to Taylor. And it does not have to be as fast as possible. You can think a little bit as the choices are made ahead of you. But Taylor, your first pick, I suppose. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention the caveat: no Scotty Scheffler. I love that music, RJ. Excellent job. Excellent job. All right, so your first pick, my dear.
Yes, I'm going Tommy Fleetwood.
Okay.
My first pick. In my very in-depth research today. No, I've talked to a lot of people, and I think everybody pretty much that I've just been like, how you feeling this weekend? Fleetwood's mentioned a lot, so I'm going to lean into that one.
I like that. All right, Tom, and this is the pick, I should say also, this is the pick that you get from golfers that are in the world golf rankings 1 through 10. So obviously this is a golfer that has been successful so far on the tour in 2026 and probably going to do pretty well, although you can't always predict that here at the Players. So your golfer 1, Tom McManus.
I'm going to go with Colin Morikawa.
All right, you absolutely 100% stole my pick. Why are you taking Colin Morikawa?
She took Tommy Fleetwood, so I'm just going down the path. I like his name, Colin Morikawa. I like
he recently won for the first time in like 200 and something days.
Glad I picked him.
He was emotional. It might have even been longer than 200 and something days. He was really emotional, and his wife is expecting, and so he was extra emotional.
See? I like him even more
because of
I love babies.
Yes,
and I think pregnant women are really pretty. To be honest with you, I think they look great.
They are very pretty.
That's right.
All right, so this is when it comes down to the tricky part. Mm-hmm. So I can take Rory McIlroy, the defending champion, but because he's coming off of that back injury, that makes me very nervous. And again, we cannot pick Scotty Scheffler. So I'm actually going to go with Xander Schauffele.
Okay.
I got to see him the other day signing some autographs. He looked loose and free and easy, and I'm going to go with Xander Schauffele. All right, so then I get to pick again, and this is the more difficult part, but I will go... I'm going to actually go with a guy that's 11th in the world golf ranking, so I'm not really cheating, but Xander Schauffele is 10th. JJ Spawn, who finished runner-up last year. I'm going to take JJ Spawn with my pick of any guy in the world golf rankings between 11 and 30. So, Tom, back to you.
I'm going to go with the guy that finished tied for third at the Arnold Palmer. See those L's and the R's. The Arnold Palmer Invitational, and that's Cameron Young.
Come on, Cam. Forever young.
Come on, babe. You can do it.
All right, Taylor, you now get back-to-back picks. First pick between 11 and 30, and the second pick 31 and beyond.
Yeah. Sorry to my honey this weekend.
Oh,
I can't go Victor. I think I'm gonna go Ludwig Aubert.
All right.
For my second, and then my after 30th pick, I'm going to go. I have to find him. Nikolai Hogard is going to be my next one.
I like that one. I want to say that my family got his autograph a little bit earlier there over between 16 and 17. Yeah, so that's a good one. All right, Tom?
It's my turn?
It is your turn.
I was going to pick this guy, but I think people would be mad at me, so I'm not going to because he's in the live. He's the one, dude.
There's some live lovers out there.
Is there some
Just
live
not
lovers
Lauren.
out there? No, I'm going to go.
I am Team USA. That's all.
You know what? I don't know where he's ranked. Let me see if he's. Where would Ricky Fowler be ranked? Is he? Because he's been kind of.
Ricky's ranked 60th.
I'm going to go Ricky Fowler, the 2015 Players Champion, and see if he can get back into a groove. I'm taking Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler, all right, sounds good. And with my final pick, I'm going to go with Jake Knapp. We talked to Smitter about him a little bit. Finished a lot of top 5s or a lot of top 10s so far this season. So I'm going to go with Jake.
Did you write them all down?
I have all of them.
All our picks?
Yes, I have all of them.
Who are mine again? I'm just kidding.
That's a good start.
Colin Marikara.
My guess.
Cameron Young and Ricky Fowler.
And Ricky Fowler.
Yours, I'm ready.
Yours are easy. Taylor has Tommy Fleetwood, Ludwig Ober, and Hoiberg. Nikolai Hoiberg.
Yes.
And then I have Xander Schauffele, JJ Spahn, and Jake Knapp as my 3. That was not as challenging as I thought it was going to be. So I did not need to be nervous. You guys did your homework, and you came prepared.
The internet's a great thing.
It was so on the media shuttle on the way here, I was sitting by someone who works he lives in West Palm, but it's a specific golf betting app, I guess, that they use. So I was just asking more so questions that I was like, do they have different prop bets and stuff for golf? Because we always just pick golfers, and that's usually what you hear people talk about. And he's like, oh yeah, you can bet on everything. You can sit at 17 all day and put $5 down that someone will hit a hole in one and you can win $100. And I was like, that's kind of fun. If you're coming out here with a group of friends, just be like, oh, this guy, bogeys or hits the water or a hole in one or whatever the case may be. So there are a ton of little fun prop bets you could do if you're not just wanting to straight up pick golfers to win the thing.
My parents always did quarters. They'd have a quarter game, bring quarters out,
With
and then
beers?
do. I'm sorry?
You mean quarters with
No,
beers?
so quarters as far as closest to the pin. And whoever gets closest to the pin, you get everybody else. Yeah, you get the other people's quarters that round, and then you go all day and see who ends up with the most quarters.
And then they should play quarters at the end with beers.
And they definitely imbibe on the golf course. Not saying that they're shotgunning beers by any means. They're not doing that. But yeah, they're having a good time. So
yeah, of course.
It's so much fun. We talked to Smitter obviously earlier about where to go on the golf course, and it's great to hear from him because he's someone who looks at it from a different lens than just a fan who comes out to watch golf.
Well, most fans go to 16, 17, and 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when you get into it, like he was saying, I was like, wow, I want to kind of check those out, 11 and where Frank's spot is, it's
Frank's kind of near the 11, 12 is near that hotel right there, the Sawgrass Marriott. And then, the 8, I always really like 8. And you can you can sit up in the little, it's not a chalet, but the little bleachers that they have there, the grandstand. And you can overlook and you can, because it's a par 3 and it's shorter, you can just literally easily see them hit, drive and then come finish the hole right there and put in front of you. And so that's a lot of fun. Yeah. And there's the wine place right there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I love 8. Yeah, there's wine and dine on 9, and then there's also the wine.
Yeah. Well, these golfers probably want a little rain, right, to slow down the greens, right?
I think they would not
want the ball bouncing up to your chest.
Right. And that's
probably not what you
that
want.
rain's going to bring a little bit cooler temperatures.
Right.
And so, while this is, we're not saying this is 95 degrees by any means.
No.
But for this early in March, I don't know that a lot of these guys, are adjusted or acclimated like we are not quite yet to the humidity and a little bit warmer temps.
Yeah, and in the sun, I always feel like the sun just beats on you. And when it gets hot enough, if you're standing in the sun, you're gonna get roasted. You can hang out in the shade and feel all right.
Right, and today is fun too for the practice round on Wednesday. They have the caddy competition, and the closest to the pin caddy-wise.
That one.
Oh,
a lot of money on that stuff.
Really fun. So
heck yeah,
absolutely. So again, if you're thinking about getting tickets, you can still get tickets on the Players website for Thursday and Sunday. Friday and Saturday are sold out, but of course there's always the resale market as well. And coming up next, the golden moment awaits. So keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 10-10X on 92.5 FM.
Perfect passes. Great pass. Thrilling moments.
Did that just happen?
Winning plays.
Touchdown!
Your radio home for play-by-play. 10-10 XL.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Helmets and heels.
From the Green Law Group Studios.
Frank Frangia here. I've been telling you about Stanley Pools for years. But you know my favorite thing about this family-owned company? They take such good care of my pool. All I have to do is relax and enjoy it. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and their weekly maintenance makes owning a pool effortless. You can trust Stanley Pools to build your pool or upgrade it. They've done both for me. Call 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Best Bet poker fans, the stakes are high this month as Best Bet dishes out over $700,000 between Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine's poker rooms. Feeling lucky? How about daily high hands, weekend winnings every Friday and Saturday, and go for the green on St. Patrick's Day, where a royal flush in clubs wins up to $5,000. See all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
This is Frank Frangia for the farm at Okefenokee. Can you imagine owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Imagine enjoying fresh produce from the garden, fruit from the orchard, meats from the smokehouse. Every meal is a true farm-to-table experience all year long. Belong to a place where your family can choose nature over screens, spending their days feeding animals, picking berries, and fishing in the farm's pond. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Here's a health and wellness tip from Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville.
This is Dr. Gary Kate with Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville. I specialize in the treatment of the hand, elbow, and shoulder. Many people suffer from tendinitis in the hand and upper extremity, often caused by repetitive motion. Prevention starts with good posture, frequent breaks, and simple stretching. Don't ignore early signs of pain. Act before it worsens. Visit us in person or online at osjax.com.
Stay healthy with Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate's mascot and brand ambassador.
Why do you even talk in these ads?
People see me on the trucks, Brendan, so they expect to hear from me as well.
But I have over a decade's experience personally installing high-quality polymer floors right here in Jacksonville.
Well, I'm a professional mascot, riding around on the side of your trucks, smiling at passers-by.
Then could you at least tell people about our two-stage polymer application process? Give your garage the finishing touch with a gorgeous floor that's guaranteed to last?
A bit busy posing for selfies, I'm afraid.
Years of experience?
Check. Adorable mascot?
Check. The team you need to make your garage gorgeous? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
The Florida Forum welcomes world-renowned chef and humanitarian Jose Andres at the Center for Performing Arts March 31st. His impact spans the globe as founder of World Central Kitchen, Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, and global leader using food as a force for change. All proceeds for the Florida Forum benefit the Women's Board of Wilson Children's Hospital, supporting a new outdoor play area for behavioral health services. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
I forgot to think about a golden moment, so I'll just lean
about
into
Cam?
this. Yeah, Cam. We got to chat with Cam Little,
Yeah.
and Ross Madison came over. Tommy, you got to talk to Anton Harrison, obviously, a little bit too. But Cam's great. I mean, he was cool to chat with. But
So
when
gracious
you talk
with his
about,
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we asked if we could make an 80-yarder. He's like, no, I don't think so. But, I mean, I think it's interesting to hear him talk about those fourth downs and the amount you're going through. And I was, curious in the sense of you want to kick, like that's your job, and you want to be the guy, the hero sometimes. But you also, I think you stand by your coach at times.
I think that was the
part.
answer, the politically correct answer I believe in going for fourth down all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no chance any kicker wants to go for it on fourth down unless it's like a maybe within the 10-yard line or something like that.
Or final seconds of the game and you have to score a touchdown to win, something like that. And it would, when we talk about the UFL and that rule where you get 4 points if it's over the 60-yard field goal, I think that I don't know if the NFL will ever do that, because I do think that would reduce the going for it on the fourth downs. If teams knew they could get 4 points out of it, you'd probably want to kick that field goal a lot more than you would, and the NFL wants you to score touchdowns.
Yeah, 60's still a long way, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Cam
People hit it now.
Brandon Aubrey for the Cowboys can easily do it.
Of course.
Yeah, there's a few of those guys.
They can hit it, but it's still, one little slip, little miss. I was interesting how and it makes sense. Like, I'm sure golfers same way. I'm sure baseball players, like, when you screw, like, the kick's not good, like you just feel it, like it, and it's so you can totally equate it to golf. Like if you kick it swing too hard, I'll yank it to the left because I'm a righty kicker. If I don't and I'm lazy, it'll go off to the right. You're just like, man, it's just got to be precision every single time, and then you factor in, okay, it's the same swing, but the farther back I go, the swing's got to be harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you got to keep it in the same.
For people watching, they're getting a good demonstration.
And then you got to keep it in the same play. You know what I mean? So it's just
and then you're
really
factoring in wind, and then you're factoring
all
in
of it.
big men flying over lines to try and block it.
I thought about wind because I told y'all I talked to someone that was in the stands for the Bills game, the Jags playing host to the Bills in the postseason, and they said right before that one kick that Cam missed that there was this big wind gust. And I obviously wasn't going to ask him about that precise moment because I'm not trying to bring up bad things, right? This was a team that won 13 games, and he did set multiple records when it comes to the NFL and kicking. But you do have to factor all that in. I mean, we used to kind of joke about it, but we were also being serious. If there was wind in that stadium, then Blake Bortles was going to throw interceptions. And the ball was not going to get where it needed to go. His whatever was about, he said it about himself. I'm not a natural thrower, right? Whatever it was about his mechanics, the wind completely derailed those.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, kickers, they got a tough job because if you don't make the kicks, they get rid of you.
Yeah.
It's black and white.
Jason Myers, who just won the Super Bowl with the Seahawks, was here and was not a very good kicker for the Jaguars.
Yeah. It's amazing, though, how many great kickers the Jags have had since the very beginning,
That's one thing we do well because they love playing golf so much.
Yeah. You know what? You may be onto something.
Yeah.
What was the one? Was it Lambo? What was the one kid? Lambo?
Josh Lambo?
Yeah. Who Urban kicked?
Yes.
Allegedly?
Yes.
Allegedly.
Why did he kick him back? I'd have kicked him right back.
I know, he has a strong leg. He probably could
But
kick him pretty hard.
He was good for a while. I mean,
he was excellent.
Yeah, we had some great.
There was
great
a stretch in 2017 where he didn't miss a point after attempt there for quite some time.
It was there was that stretch of time where him and Justin Tucker were talked about being the two best kickers in that stretch, and there was valid arguments to put Lambo above Tucker in some of the in that fraction of time that was happening. And so it kind of is unfortunate the way that it ended and kind of all crumbled for him, because he was really fun to watch for a while, and you just kind of see the downfall of that is not what you like to see from those players.
You got to be mentally tough too, man. I mean, that's they love you, and you go back to they love it when you make the kicks. They don't like you when you miss them, but you go back to when he made that first 67-yarder right before half. That was in Vegas, wasn't it? Right, and that sparked the team big time. I mean, Liam, he even said it felt like winning the Super Bowl. He ran out to the middle of the field, gave this hug with his side of his face. They caught the picture, he's a little kid, oh my god, it was awesome, and it did. It sparked the whole momentum swing, and amazing that a kicker can change momentum like that, huh?
I mean,
that's why 3 points matter, right?
They do matter, and I think that's one thing we talked about it when it happened, but looking back now, I don't know if we talked enough about Devon Hamilton was the backup long snapper.
Yeah.
So when
Right.
Ross wasn't able to snap,
Right.
I forget exactly which game that was, but it was at home. And
Yeah.
it was,
It was toward the end of the season.
yeah,
Right?
and
Like
Devon
14,
had
15.
to roll in there and be
Yeah.
the long snapper.
Yep.
Titans. Thank you, Jacob.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Titans. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, when we were doing some of our favorite moments from
Yes.
the season, I almost picked that one because it's
Yeah.
just a cool moment. You know, you
Mhm.
weren't expecting something like that. I remember all of a sudden being like, "Is that Devon? What is happening?"
and you'd think that there would be a different player to be the back, like just
Yeah.
because Ross is not obviously like the size of a lineman,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't
Right.
expect it to be interior defensive lineman.
Yeah.
He said he always wanted to do it though.
Yeah. Normally, it felt like at least when I was like, it would be tight ends and
Yeah.
fullbacks, like
Okay.
or linebacker,
Yeah.
like
And
Ross.
fullbacks have virtually been phased out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know in Chicago it's Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
He's the whole
Yeah.
be the
Yeah.
snapper.
Which
yeah.
makes
Well,
sense.
the thing about Ross, though, he's making a lot of tackles. Like,
Yeah.
he makes a ton of tackles.
He's a very physical long
He's
snapper.
one of the first ones.
Yeah.
He snaps it, and he's one of the first guys down the field, and like fastest ones guy down the field. And
Yeah.
he makes a lot of tackles. So
Yeah, we don't take him for granted. That's for
no,
sure.
absolutely not. All
one-
pro, man.
That's right.
At least they keep one of them.
I saw that, and I'm sure y'all did as well. Caleb Chason agreed to a
Yeah.
1-year deal with the Washington Commanders,
Yeah.
worth $11 million, could get up to $12 million
Yeah.
with
Good for
incentives.
him.
It is interesting, though, this market, how a Chason, who had a really good season last year with the team that was the runner-up in the Super
Yep.
Bowl, only gets the 1-year deal and is younger. And then
Yeah.
the guy like Trey Hendrickson, who's older, gets the 4-year deal.
deal.
I guess I'm just hung up on the fact that Hendrickson got a 4-year deal.
Yeah,
After a
look,
1-year deal.
Again, a lot of those times it's just to spread things out.
Yeah.
You know, he may get that third year. It depends how he play. You know, if he finishes healthy and good that second year. You know, but I guess it's just a way to spread it out over the cap instead of saying, all right, we're going to give you 60 million, 2 years, we're going to 60 million. They're giving him more than 60, but you catch my drift, right? So it's either 2 years or 4 years. Let's spread it out 4, and then the third or the fourth year may be voidable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, 10 million or 11 million, I should say, for 7.5 sacks last season.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's
And then
too
Newsom
expensive.
gets 10 million.
No, I think
to,
that's,
Right.
that's about it. I feel like nowadays you get 6 sacks, you're getting paid. Like that's kind of what has happened these last few years. But the Commanders honestly have kind of like they've cooked a little bit because they got Odafe Owe, they got Caleb Chason. We talked about the linebacker Leo Chanel too. They got Nick Cross today. That's a recent name.
Dang.
So
They had a lot
really,
of money to spend.
Yeah.
And
They've
again, when
upgraded
you have
that
a
D.
quarterback on a rookie deal, sometimes you can do that.
That's right.
All right, we are live here at Trucks on 10 for the Players' Championship. Of course, the official rounds get underway tomorrow. It's going to be another gorgeous day up until maybe a little rain in the afternoon. Hopefully no thunderstorms, though. Just a little rain and then another beautiful day on Friday. So if you're in the area, come and say hello to us. We've got one segment to go. We'll bring you today's Pest of the Day on the other side, so don't go anywhere. Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
Hey, we all know life can get a little hectic at times. No one's got time to get hurt, lost wages, injuries that not only hurt, but hinder our success. Hey, if you're in this position due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. What's up, Jacksonville? Tommy Mack here. Injuries suck, and I know it. And if you get injured, you got to check out Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the land. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases that you may be dealing with. They make filing a claim easy and don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com or hit Pound Law from your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
The
Players Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number 1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Everyone's heard of spring cleaning, but there's something even better. Spring cleaning and organizing. This is Lauren Brooks, and I love our organized closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live. From closets and garages to entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and storage for any space and budget. Make an appointment to tour their new showroom on Phillips Highway and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off, free installation, and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free consultation right now at 904-878-9393 or online closetsbydesign.com.
Hey, Hicken here. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, $50 per room of carpet clean, plus take 25% off hard floor cleaning, towel, hardwood, LVP. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and tell them 1010XL sent you.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. Big Chief Tire makes getting new tires easier than ever with the Big Chief credit card. There's no annual fee, low monthly payments, and great promotional financing. Plus, you get free flat repairs and rotations, even $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. I love how simple they make everything at Big Chief Tire. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com to apply for the credit card and let Big Chief help you get back on the road with confidence.
I'm Frank Frangie. Life-changing is an understatement for the 180 I've seen with my daughter, Amber. She's now lost over 100 pounds with Awaken 180 in just 9 months. A true 180. Not just on the scale either, in her energy, her confidence, the way she lives. And what I love about Awaken 180 is we knew it would work. It wasn't a hope. It wasn't a guess that maybe it'll work. Amber started the programming knowing this was going to be her solution. Now, you've heard stories from our hosts and clients and probably people you know personally who've reclaimed their life thanks to Awaken 180. It works for the person who needs to lose 25 pounds. It worked for Matt Hayes, who wanted to lose 40. It worked for Hacker, who's lost more than 120 pounds. And it's worked for Amber, who's well over 100. That's why I believe in it. Whatever your scale number is, call the number that will work for you. 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com. Once again, that number is 844-346-1800 or you can reach them online at awaken180weightloss.com.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to Helmets and Heels. One segment to go before we turn it over to the Frangie Show. Time now for today's Pest of the Day. Is always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's TERMINIX.com. They do a fabulous job taking care of any pest issues we have at our house, as well as they do Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. This one goes out to RJ Saunders. We have not talked any NBA today, but Bam Adebayo, as y'all know, scored 83 points last night. So now he's got the second most in NBA history behind Wilt Chamberlain. And so the pest part of things is the fact that I feel like the Wizards just didn't even try to defend him whatsoever. And I don't know that people like RJ are all that happy that Bam has now surpassed Kobe's 81 points.
Oh, you want my response?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, because I have my PR person, Richie, who has told me, and Tom has had me write this down. Okay, so these are my real feelings. Can't say that. Real feelings may get me in trouble with Steve.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we go. Okay, you ready? I felt that it was cool for Bam. Thank you.
Thank you for your
very,
time.
very transparent there, RJ. Not obviously, yeah, it was ridiculous.
I saw there was a couple funny things coming out of it, though. I showed you guys the one. Someone's tweet earlier said, "I don't follow the NBA a ton, but shout out to Bam Margera, man, what a night." I was laughing. That one made me laugh. And then somebody else said, Bam scored more points than the Jets offense did all season.
Oh,
yeah,
geez.
is that true? Did
I
anyone
think
do
so.
the math?
I saw
Okay.
somebody be like, I had to go calculate this, and this is insane.
Were they just letting them score? Like
Yeah.
80?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
43 free throw attempts. 43
Whoa.
free throw attempts.
Holy cow!
Yeah, you got that right.
Wow.
But
Wow,
but yeah,
hey, good for
I
him.
was watching
Wonder
Florida
if he
State.
hits 10,000 like Wilt.
Yeah, I doubt it. But yeah, I was watching Florida
A
State.
few more
baseball,
80-point games, and he might.
He credited his girlfriend, so no, he's not getting there. All right, let's end things and say hello to Hayes.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hey, it's another beautiful day out here outside of Trucks on 10. Did you get to walk around the golf course at all?
I did. It's pristine. It's ready as we knew it would be, and yeah, it should be a great tournament. Really going to be interesting with the weather and when it comes in and how it affects tomorrow. I mean, you could make a case that this sets up really well for guys starting tomorrow early because they've been working on these conditions all week. This is going to be the course that they will see in their first round. And if you're going late Thursday, particularly if you're teeing off in the one like the Rory, that group at 142, it's tough because you don't know. Are you even how much golf are you gonna get in? When are you gonna actually be able to start? Are you gonna start and stop? And then it won't matter for Rory because we know, thankfully, he's here and it looks like he'll be able to defend the title. But so he's not getting in practice rounds. But guys that are going late tomorrow that have been getting practice rounds out here, I don't know how good it's gonna do because once the rain comes, it's a different course. So the weather really is gonna play, I think, a big role in who gets off to a great start. And I think the guys going off early tomorrow have a big advantage on the ones that are not.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Yeah, we did some picks earlier.
Yeah, lay it on me. Who you guys got?
Well, we all did a lot of research, though.
Okay.
Well, we did it a little different. Normally, we just pick a golfer. This year, we kind of separated it to we each had a player, somebody ranked in the top 10, so 1 through 10. The next was 11 through 35, I believe,
30.
and then 30, and then 30 beyond.
Wow,
player.
love it. Okay,
Yeah.
so layers to it.
We
I
had
like
layers,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
So Tom has Colin Morikawa, Cameron Young, Ricky Fowler.
Nice.
Taylor has Tommy Fleetwood, Ludwig Aubert, and Nikolai Højgaard.
Nice. Okay.
And I have Xander Schauffele, JJ Spahn, and Jake Knapp.
All right. Very good. You guys are all set. So some impressive selections there.
Who are you giving the nod to there, Ace? Who's going to win this one?
I'm going to go with Taylor. I think Taylor wins.
You've always liked Taylor.
I do. I'm biased. I'm biased.
Every time you come in, I can tell. You like her the best.
Yeah,
It's
I like
okay.
Taylor. Well, you have Oberg, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, and you didn't even have to use your first selection on him.
When we snaked
So
it, so
that was the one that sort of popped.
Yeah.
I think that's good value to get. The other thing, too, is you always look horse for the course here. But I'm never afraid if an elite player missed the cut here the year prior because I feel like they're not going to miss it again. Oberg falls into that category, as does Hideki Matsuyama.
Yeah.
So guys that missed the cut last year, I usually think, particularly in like Matsuyama's case, because he's proven he knows his way around here. Oberg's a little bit younger, but anyway, so I think that's great value. So anyway, but it'll end up being you, I'm sure. Whoever I pick isn't going to win. So I apologize to Taylor. The black cloud has arrived, but we've got a great franchise show coming up. Lee Smith will join us, the executive director of the Players Championship, and going to get a sense from Lee on what to expect tomorrow with it's not like overwhelmingly bad weather, so maybe they'll have no disruption. And if they don't, then,
it could just play through rain.
Yeah, or it just may not happen. We certainly know that that's the case. It doesn't appear like it's some gigantic system.
Yeah.
But it'll be good to get a sense from Lee on what to expect in terms of weather, how the course is expected to play. And Lee's a great golf analyst, so he'll be able to tell us the advantage or non-advantage that the early guys have tomorrow morning.
Sounds good. And by the way, we all stayed away from Rory, as you figured out.
And no one picked Scheffler.
We were not allowed to pick
weren't
Scheffler.
allowed.
Sorry, I forgot to tell you that caveat. Yeah,
Okay.
because Smitter said the same thing. Like,
Okay.
no Scheffler.
Interesting. Well, I mean,
We
I
like
could
to
with the
make it more
driver.
challenging.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, I mean, he's the overwhelming favorite,
Right.
but I'm a little worried about the driver uncertainty that Scheffler has. But obviously, I mean, he knows the course. He's won it here twice, so it's hard to go against him. But yeah, that makes sense. All right. Well, good luck to all of you.
Well, good luck to y'all as you make
Thank
your
you.
golf picks as well. All right, there he goes, Hayes Carline. Obviously, the Frangie Show coming up. And by the way, how was Ludacris last night? I got to see a few
So much
songs
fun.
with you.
I had a blast. Yeah, I was saying earlier in the show that Patrick Young came on and he was like, it was fun, but he didn't have to play the Justin Bieber song twice, which he did, and I'm not totally sure why he did. But I love Bieber, so I was pumped about it. I was like, I get the song twice.
He may not even remember that he played it once before.
He was like, oh, we'll do it again. But I guess the crowd was going crazy
Yeah.
for that one, so he was like, all right, let's roll it back.
Taylor
do
and
it
I
again.
were kind of in between 16, 17, overlooking the crowd because obviously by the time we got over there, it was just it was crazy packed. People were lining up there forever. But I think that it was super fun. I liked that they spun off from country,
Yeah,
even though I obviously
great.
love country. But they've got 2 country concerts at the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night with Tracy Lawrence, and then on Saturday with Robert Earl Keen. So if you want country, and you're in the category like me, then certainly go on to the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall. That's
Sorry,
right.
I distracted you.
Both of you guys are singing. It's fine.
ADD squirrel.
Take it away. All right, that'll do it for us today. For Tom McManus, for Taylor Dahl, for RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show is next.
These boots are gonna walk all over you.